Pop Squat coming at ya with a throat clearing right in the middle. We're gonna listen to something from somebody called Harto Falion. I'm not sure. Probably Falion, and it's called Crashland, produced by Evilgian. Evilgian? I don't know. But apparently from a group called SurfGang, who I have not really heard of, but when I look this up on Genius, I get a page that says Crashland is actually by SurfGang, and it is featuring Harto Falion. So, who knows? I'm sure Harto does. This came out in 2021, and this was sent in by somebody with the username of Kyerdeo. Kyerda0, I think. Maybe it was a capital O. I'm not sure. But you are the reason. Kyerdeo. I need better names. And I'm curious about what this is like. I couldn't find any information about Harto, and I forgot to look up SurfGang, so let me do that quick. And see if we can find something out about SurfGang on SoundCloud. Album review on Pitchfork. SurfGang on Spotify. Let's see what they have to say about SurfGang. My cold is still going strong, people. It's wonderful. SurfGang, oh, they got a bunch of stuff. They have no biographical information whatsoever. But there you go. So I guess I'm not going to worry about it. And I've got lyrics. I think this might be a video. If it's not, I'll bring the lyrics on over so we can all see them. I have also updated my ad blocker so we won't have all those crazy flippin' ads flying all over the place on Genius, which will make it easier to look at. And let's go. Crashland from SurfGang, featuring Harto Falion.
And you know that it was accidental. I feel like there's two sides and I'm always stuck inside the middle. Straight up, I ain't finna demonstrate, but I broke out the candle. I can't send my show, I make 1,000 off an instrumental. I can stand still, I take a lead with emotion. Lately I've been floating in a sea of emotion. It gets out inside my mind, I need to leave the commotion. Wake up and I hit the hour. Smoking exo every hour. Smoking exo like it's sour. Disconnected from the router. In my head get routed like a party trying to cut the power. Treat me like a dog, I built my courage when I was a coward. When you saw me in my weakest, still was smoking strong. Really all this shit, don't even know.
So that was kind of, right? Isn't it Courage the Cowardly Dog? Wasn't that the cartoon years ago? So treat me like a dog, I built my courage when I was a coward. It's kind of clever. I think that's right? Courage the Cowardly Dog? Or Courage the Dog? I forget.
Like a dog, I built my courage when I was a coward. When you saw me in my weakest, still was smoking strong. Really all this shit, don't even know what's going on. Still shining, head spinning like a CD-ROM. Angel, but we still sinning, please don't say it wrong. I was trying to reach for the stars. I've been so damn sick of all this shit, I should've been a doctor. Why I always looking for an answer, only finding problems. All they do is follow, still can't catch a little anxiety. Got up 2047 on the collar, I ain't rockin' Prada. All this fun at home, I still ain't tryna build. I always got my yen spent and my belly filled. Drown my feelings in a bottle, I can't let it spill. I need like 500 grams, I feel like Ricky Hill.
interesting sound to it. One of the things I noticed here in the beginning is this like Whoops. And that seems to be something that I think I've heard a lot in songs, where it's sort of just a little vocalizing before they really get going, and I'm wondering if it's just a way to kind of get themselves hyped up to get going, or if they're trying to communicate kind of like I'm collecting my thoughts. I'm worried, like this look that he's got on screen right now, like just trying to be like in his head and kind of gather his thoughts and get everything together, and before he starts saying something important. I don't know, it just kind of struck me. I want to see what they've got this listed as. Oh, I've got a tickle in my throat really bad. It's just considered rap, or that's what they have it entered here on Genius as, is just rap. And this is interesting. Man, it's really annoying tickle in my throat. You know it was accidental, crash landed, you know it was accidental. I feel like there's two sides and I'm always stuck in the middle. Straight up, I ain't finna timber. Stray mud, I broke out the kennel. I can't sell my soul. I make 1,000 off an instrumental. I can't stand still. I take the lead with the motion. Lately, I've been floating in a sea of emotions. So it's interesting, because I think what he's talking about here is he's got a lot of... God, so much of this stuff is just so personal. Like, so much music, especially in this space of music, right? Like, there's good time party music, there's love songs, there's breakup songs, all that stuff. But it seems like so much of this, I don't know if it would be considered underground or whatever, but I'll say underground hip-hop and rap scene. It's very much about kind of personal experiences, and not necessarily interpersonal experiences, but what's going on in their head. Like, he's talking about all this stuff going on. Well, he says, it gets loud inside my head. I need to leave the commotion. So he gets up and starts smoking. And then he also says, like, I'm just gonna keep going no matter what. Like, I have to do this. I have to, in this case, make music. I have to I'm still going to reach for the stars even if you cut off my arms. Like, no matter what, I still am going to have to do this. I have to keep living my life and doing what I need to do to get by and to feel fulfilled, is kind of how I view it. And it's a good thing to say, because, yeah, that's what you got to do even if you don't want to. So it's kind of cool, and I get what he's saying. I'm so damn sick of all this shit. I should have been a doctor. Like, it would be easier to be a doctor than to be a musician, because a musician, it takes so much more stress, because there's no real, the chances of succeeding are so much slimmer than if you go be a doctor, because doctors make a pretty good amount of money, especially if you're good at it. So it's interesting. Like, he knows he could take the quote-unquote easy way out, even though it would not be easy at all. And he probably recognizes that if he did that, he would be incredibly unhappy in a very different way, right? Like, he would want to be making music, and he would be one of those guys who on the weekend jams with his friends instead of spending his time making music all the time, and maybe having to have life be a little bit of a slog financially. But he feels better about things because he's making music instead of doing what would financially make his life easier and more comfortable, but mentally it probably wouldn't, even though he still is dealing with some mental things that are stressful and put him on edge and makes him get up and start smoking every day. But no matter what choices you make in life, you're going to be stressed out because that's just how it goes, and it sucks. And I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, this is good. This song doesn't stand out for me except for what it's about. It sounds very good. I like the way it sounds. I kind of like his performance in it because it's kind of like you're sitting there, well, just because of the video, on the beach, or like on a porch or the back patio with him, and you're just kind of listening to him talk about his life and like go on about things, and you're just whatever, sipping a beer or having a smoke or whatever, and just kind of listening to him tell his story. And it's he's not performing in an overt way of like, yelling and jumping up and down and things like that. He's just very matter of factly kind of going on and on and on and on and on, talking about his stuff. So kind of neat. I would absolutely listen to more. I'm curious about SurfGang in general and the sort of music they make. Oh, I'm gonna cough so bad when this video ends. Um, so yeah, I'm very curious, and I think there might be some more Surf Gang coming up because I'm going to say Kyer, uh, said you should listen to more. So I will check out some more, and I'm curious what might be good. So if you have suggestions, leave them down below. Thank you very much. I have to go cough. Papa Squat. Checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Do do do.